Studying the phases of the moon doesn't just go back hundreds of years, but thousands of years with the Antikythera mechanism from ancient Greece. And in the life cycle of watchmaking, it continued to be a fascination amongst watchmakers all across the globe. But nowadays in the 21st century, it's probably one of the most useless complications there is in a watch. However, they're still very beautiful. And what's going on, guys? Teddy Baldstar here, and in this video, we're going to be looking at some interesting Moonphase watches. So Moonphase complications tend to be a little bit more expensive, so we're gonna bring our budget up to $4,000 to start ourselves off here. We'll start with some more affordable alternatives in the beginning of our list, but we'll just work our way up from there. And we're looking for Moonphase watches. There's a lot of watches that have, moon indicators on the dial but are not Moonphase watches. They won't actually measure the different phases of the moon. A great example of that is the Orient Sun and Moon. That's more of just an AM, PM indicator on the watch. So just something to throw that out there at the beginning. But let's start off our list here today. So our first watch on the list today is from Glycine, and it is the Glycine Combat 6 Moonphase. And I have to admit, this could be my favorite Glycine watch in terms of overall aesthetic. This was highly recommended in the Facebook group when I asked for suggestions. In terms of what we're looking at here from a spec breakdown, we're looking at a price range of $400 to around $600, case size of 40 millimeters, case thickness of 12 millimeters, powered by an automatic GL280. This looks to be a 26 joule movement, so looks like a Sellita-based movement inside here. Water resistance of 50 meters and has a sapphire crystal. So our next brand here is Christopher Ward. And a couple years ago, I remember seeing the Christopher Ward C9 Moonphase. Honestly, a very, very beautiful watch. And I love the positioning of that old logo. I love the way it looked. However, these new C1 Malvern Moonphases from Christopher Ward are awesome as well, and I really do enjoy them. These watches come in with a price range of around $1,300 to $1,500, case size of 40.5 millimeters, thickness of 12.35 millimeters, powered by an automatic JJ04. This is a highly modified ETA 2836-2, which really leads to increased accuracy of the timepiece, water resistance of 30 meters, and a sapphire crystal. So I do like the C9 a little bit more than the C1 with that older Christopher Ward logo. They had to shift to this newer logo, but I imagine they're probably gonna shift again considering all the criticism that they get. But still, this is one of the dials that I think the actual new logo does not look too bad with the balancing of that Moonphase aperture at the top of the dial, and just a really good looking watch. Some pretty good value from Christopher Ward as well, but that's kind of come to be expected with the brand these days. Really awesome watch and a really interesting Moonphase to look at. So as a guy from Cleveland, Ohio, I'm very excited to mention this next watch on the list, as they also have roots in the town as well, and that is Ball Watch Company. And the watch we're gonna be looking at here is the Ball Trainmaster Moonphase. So this watch comes in with a $1,500 price point, case size of 40 millimeters, has thickness of 14.5 millimeters, movement is an automatic Ball RR1801. That's an ETA 2836-2 base movement, water resistance of 50 meters, and has a sapphire crystal. So Ball Watch Company, again, was founded in Cleveland, Ohio back in 1891 by Websy Ball. And Ball rose to prominence alongside the American railroad industry. Prior to the developments of complex railroad systems in the United States, there was no consensus for timekeeping. And back in 1891, there was a head-on-head collision of two trains in Kipton, Ohio, and that led Websy Ball to develop his own watches. And that's really where Ball Watch Company came to be. And they were producing incredibly accurate movements to help with the coming and going of trains at different stops to avoid another disaster like this from happening again. And one of my favorite aspects of this watch is just the lume on the actual moon itself. So this moon is shining no matter what phase it's in. Now next up we have the Auris Artelier Moonphase. And the reference here, and wait for it, Auris references are long, is the 0178177294051075216 FC. I'm getting pretty good at that, guys. I'm getting pretty good. Price is $1,200 to $2,000. case size of 40 millimeters with a thickness of 11.9 millimeters. Movement is an automatic Auris 781 that is a Sellita-based movement. Water resistance of 50 meters and has a sapphire crystal. And I've always been a big fan of these watches. This particular model with the white guilloche dial with the blue accent marks is really well done in my opinion. And you're also getting a lot of other additional functionality with this watch, with a subdial at 9 o'clock displaying the date, subdial at 6 o'clock displaying the 24-hour second time zone, and then the subdial at 3 o'clock that displays the day of the week. Now next up we have Longines, and we're going to be looking at their master collection with the reference L2673478. And this particular watch comes in with a price range of $2,500 to $3,325. Case size of 41 millimeters. Movement is an automatic L678. That is an ETA-based movement with a 48-hour power reserve. Water resistance, we're looking at 30 meters and has a sapphire crystal. So the Longines Master Collection was launched back in 2005. And it is probably the more luxurious option when you're looking at the entire catalog of Longines. And this watch also comes with some increased functionality with a GMT chronograph, a month, date, day, and of course a Moonphase. So Baume Mercier falls underneath the Richemont group, and very similar to how Tissot or Omega overshadow a lot of the brands in the Swatch group, I think we see that a lot with Richemont as well, with a lot of their leading brands maybe casting a bit of a shadow on some of the smaller brands like Baume Mercier. But the watch we're going to be looking at here is the Baume Mercier Clifton Moonphase, particularly the reference 10055. Case size of 43 millimeters, thickness of 12.25 millimeters. The movement here is a Dubois Depraz 9000, which is a module that can sit on top of different Swiss-based calibers, water resistance of 50 meters, and a sapphire crystal. And now for our last watch, honestly the true motivation behind making this video, as I have always loved the look of these pieces, and that is the Frederick Funston Slimline Moonphase. Now these watches come in with a price range of $2,000 to $3,395. I have seen some below $2,000, so I think there are some options out there if you can find it maybe pre-owned. Case size of 39 millimeters and also a 42 millimeter version. We're looking at a thickness of 11 millimeters. We have an automatic FC705 in here, so that's an in-house movement. Water resistance of 30 meters and has a sapphire crystal. So Frederick Funston, founded back in 1988, has quickly been growing as a Swiss brand, and I think that's only been expedited after being acquired by Citizen back in 2017. And when looking at Frederick Funston, you have a couple different offerings. I mean, you have options below $1,000, but once you get to like that $2,000 mark, you start getting into some really interesting options that are more kind of that borderline luxury tier that really do compete well above the price point. I mean, for this watch in particular, you're getting an in-house movement, a Moonphase, with a watch that looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, you're seeing a little bit of Patek styling in this, but honestly, beautiful watch. And when you think of Frederick Funston, maybe you're not thinking about the amount of in-house calibers they have. I mean, this brand has 15 in-house calibers. And when you look at the back with the decorating of this movement, you have to be impressed. And this is one that always comes to mind when I'm thinking of just very beautiful dress watches with a Moonphase, and is a great option for somebody looking for a watch under $4,000 with a Moonphase complication. All right guys, so those are my options here today. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Huge help for the channel and allowing us to grow within YouTube's algorithm, so really appreciate that as always. And also, maybe you wanna get an iconic watch for yourself, use the link in the description to go to Bob's Watches. Bob's Watches, one of the largest online retailers and a partner of the channel here. And if you use that link in the description to purchase anything, that also supports the content that you're watching, as well as going over to our website, checking out our watch straps that are available. We have some awesome ones available and are gonna be adding a lot more soon, so definitely keep an eye open for that. And then finally, if you wanna join our watch giveaway, we give away a watch every single month here. We have some really exciting giveaways coming up as well, so you wanna stay on top of that. Fill out the watch giveaway form, and then make sure you're following me on Instagram as well to be eligible to win. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.